What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and you see it here, promoted to Division 4, which, for those of you who have been playing eFootball, this is nothing special. But for someone who's, less than a week into truly playing eFootball, as far as, mixing and matching games go, the true hours I've spent in eFootball since I play 3 different football games, it's been about a week, maybe even less. And Division 4, it's an accomplishment, and I'm happy with it, especially with the strides that I've made coming into the game. A total FC player. Bringing in, when I first played, I was literally clicking player lock and still trying to manually, influence runs, even though it wasn't doing anything. So you can imagine what that looked like. And one big thing that has helped me, which I mentioned it in the previous video, but I wanted to go into more details, in what I truly believe, if there's an MVP as far as commands go, to help me truly, improve to, I would call, the next milestone of skill sets, right? It would be utilizing the feints and the traps, the finesse dribbling, and the right analog stick in particular. Once I got those controls down, the game changed for me drastically. It got a lot more fun, and I got a lot more successful on the pitch. I was keeping the ball more. There's a lot better passing sequences, because previously I would have the right idea, but I couldn't even get the next pass off because I didn't do that tight little turn to create that little bit of a better angle so the pass didn't get intercepted. I didn't do that tight little touch to the side so the defender wouldn't just run right through and get the ball back, right? These little turns, like you see here, I learned this flick up with Vinicius Jr. in particular. It's very effective. That one was a little uglier. He does some that he'll flick the ball clean over the defender's head, but it's more this turn from Bellingham, right? So you see the flick up, it ends up working. It's a lot cleaner typically, but this one from Bellingham is even better here, because previously I would have touched that away from goal, and instead, because I learned to turn the right way, now I'm facing goal. I was unlucky with the next pass, but you'll see it as we go, where those type of little turns, that difference between turning towards the opponent's goal as opposed to going back towards my own goal, going negative, those little turns change everything. So that was really the story of today. There are some fortunate goals on my end, but many times they were created from doing a good job. You see there, I get a red card because I literally pressed the wrong button. So I'm still very much in rookie mode, making rookie mistakes. No reason to foul there. My goalie was going to have it, but I fat-fingered on the controller. And fortunately, I was able to win this game. I was able to weather the storm, change my tactics up. But you see there, another tight little turn. And it's just little things like this. That wouldn't have happened previously. That defender would have stole the ball and I would have been done for. But it's just learning to use the traps, the feints, the right analog stick, which I say is most similar to left stick dribbling in FC, right? Now, I have had players helping me on stream and stuff let me know different commands, but they can't see my stick. Wait, pause. They can't see my controller, and so they didn't even know that I wasn't dribbling the right way. They probably just thought I was very stiff with my movements or using the right stick. But now that I understand these traps, these feints, and I was able to move to that level, because remember, I'm starting from scratch. This is a very unique game. So you see these little turns each time there. Now that these are implemented into my game, because also with those players helping me, which has been huge. Like I've said this a million times, but I'll say it again. John Weaver, Whispers. There's a new player, Ivy, today. Galfano Gaming. All these little tips and tricks while I'm in game. You can only, take so much in while you're competing, but that's the best way to learn, in my opinion. It's trial by fire. It's going to be tough. You're going to fail a lot, but you're also going to learn a lot right in the midst of battle. And that's pretty much how it's been going. But with this dribbling aspect of it, it was all about me just understanding the controls. Then I would go back into training, as you see here, and I would continue to look at specific feints, traps, right? And that's how you continue on with the building blocks, continue improving and getting more skills to take onto the pitch, which equals more success. It's that simple. And then you have to be ready for the fact that as you're having more success on the pitch, you're obviously going to keep climbing the ranks, which means tougher opponents, and then you're going to get humbled again. But as you get humbled, you learn more and more, and that's exactly how improvement works. It's not just you're going to get it right away and you're going to be the best. I usually have that problem with young kids that I coach, no matter how good they are, especially actually when they're better. They just think, oh, it's going to be easy their whole lives, right? That's what they assume. Oh, I'm scoring 1 million goals a game. It's always going to be like that. Well, no, you want to push those players to be the best they can be, so you get them in an environment, whether it's playing up or whatever it is, where they're actually challenged. And many of them, it's hard to get accustomed to because they're so used to things coming easy. They're so used to dominating. However, the best thing you can do for those type of players, the same in game, is keep pushing yourself, keep challenging yourself. And I bring this up because you have these players in certain games that will purposely lose, purposely go down in rank to try to play lower level opponents, lower skilled opponents that they can easily beat. And sometimes they do it just to get rewards. Sometimes they do it because they can't take losing, or they think it's great to dominate these lower level opponents. But so what? Even if it's for rewards to build your team up, then what? You don't even have the skill to take those rewards and use your top team in a top environment, a top skilled environment, because you keep taking the easy route and shortcutting the training process that gives you the skills to keep getting better and being able to actually compete at the higher levels. So it's really a lose-lose for these type of players. Don't be like that. Not saying you can or would in eFootball, but it just goes for the fact that when you are struggling, deal with it, accept it, embrace it as part of the journey, and keep moving on. You can't learn all of these different things in this training you see here at one time. You have to layer them, and as you master some areas, or at least get good at them or knowledgeable about some areas, right? I didn't even know a lot of this stuff existed when I was first playing. I was literally on a skeleton crew type of skill set. But then, as I got the basics down, I was able to take in more information and then start working on that, and so on and so forth, and that will continue. I just wanted to make sure I shared my journey, showed you that I continue to improve, I continue to advance. This will absolutely work for you as well. If you're just starting out and you're struggling in eFootball because it is so unique, I've said this a million times, I'm going to say it 1,000,001. This game is totally unique to FC and even UFL. So you're going to struggle even more so than, say, when you started UFL, if you're coming over from UFL. Or you're going to struggle even more so if you put FC down for a while and then just picked it up again. This is a totally unique approach to football gaming. So give yourself the time to learn. In particular, get these feints, these traps, receiving the ball, get all these things down, because that was a big one for me. Doesn't matter if I saw the next 5 passes and had my decision making, pinpoint. I couldn't even get to the second pass, much less 5 passes, because every time I received the ball, I was either having to go negative away from, the attacking area, or the opponent would just steal the ball right away because I received the ball and it got stuck underneath my foot. You have to learn to use that right analog stick. You have to learn to use it with your left analog stick. That's the key. There's different ways you can associate the two to do different turns. For instance, if I push my right analog stick, upwards, and then my left analog stick downwards, that upwards movement of the right analog stick will create a fake, and then my player will turn in a fluid motion to the downward direction. Obviously, depending on which way you're going on the field, will tell you if it's left or right, but you get what I'm saying. Your directional stick is obviously the left analog stick. Your movement stick is the right analog stick. When you combine these two, you create ways to throw off the opponent, to create fluid turns, and now you take receiving the ball in a non-dangerous area, turn it into a beautiful turn, and now you're facing the next passing option, and you can make that killer through pass or that 1-2 to create the next scoring opportunity. It makes all the difference in the world. You saw some of the highlights previously. Watch the video back as many times as you need. If you have any questions on particular turns I did, particular feints or traps or moves, you can always ask me, but this is the best place to go for it because it explains everything, and then right there with the explanations on the screen, you can literally work on it. I'm really working on that dummy feint as well. I think that can be very good for letting the ball roll and then running into space, as well as near goal, using that dummy to let it roll to the next player to finish the ball. There's just so many things like that where you can create scoring opportunities, and that's the fun part too. It's all about learning this stuff, mastering all these different things, and then taking them on the pitch and using them to climb the ranks and create beautiful football. So, with that being said, keep grinding, keep having fun, and I will see you on the next one. Peace!